Hey y'all, it is I, BarbMeetsWorld, and we're about to get into this recap and review for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 4, In a Pickle. Pickle sounds good right now. I think I might go get one from my fridge because I always get them on deck right after this because that just made me hungry. Anyway, y'all, make sure you like the video. Please like the video. Comment in the comment box below so we can keep the conversation going about what you thought about this episode as well as this recap and review. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check that description box below for all of my social medias. Which, let me go ahead and throw that up here. They're scrolling on the bottom of the screen now. And yeah, we're about to get into this recap and review. Hit that notification bell as well. So this episode, I enjoyed Married to Medicine better than I enjoyed this episode. And that's because what I saw was just disheartening to see. It was just disheartening to see, y'all. I can't even lie. I don't like this whole Ineka. Okay, I've been practicing. Ineka and Wendy. I don't like this whole thing between them. I don't. I'd rather not see it. Again, it sounds probably corny to a lot of you guys. Probably sounds cliche to a lot of you guys, but I like to see the housewives when they're getting along at least somewhat. And right now, this group of ladies is completely divided. Okay. And y'all already know what the division is. We got the Gizelles, the Ashleys, the Robyns, the Mias, and at this point, the Inekas all to one side over here. And then on the other side, we have the Wendys, the Candiaces, I guess you could say Kiarnas. Am I missing anybody else? And we're going to go ahead and place Karen over there, at least right now at this point. Although Karen is someone, shout out to the Grand Dame, that for the most part stays neutral for the purposes of right now. She can be considered over there with Wendy and Candiace. And also, Ashley's to the other side as well, too. Yeah, so they're sitting heavy over there. So it just makes this show a lot less enjoyable for reasons just as I previously stated, as well as the other, issues, the many issues that, this show has. So anyway, moving on. So Ineka, she's picking up Ike, her husband, from the airport. Not only is he a doctor, he's a traveling doctor. So basically he leaves for 1 week and then he returns for 1 week and so on and so forth. So she literally immediately starts going off about this whole checking her ovulation calendar and stuff. And I'm like, why are we going so hard for the... Granted, I don't know anything about that woman's reproductive organs. I don't know anything about her, just like she don't know anything about me in that regard. So I can't sit here and be like, I don't know. I don't know where they are for real in their fertility journey. So don't get me wrong when I say this, but why is she going so hard with this whole baby thing and then immediately followed up with something that has to do with alcohol or something? Like it's weird. It's just weird for me. So while they're driving the car, she then receives a call from Karen, who's inviting them both, her and Ike, to come out and play pickleball, hence the name of the episode. So she, of course, accepts. And when she gets off the phone, she's like, knowing that all the ladies will be in attendance, she quickly brings up how Wendy and her mom and her sister were so aggressive. These are the words she used, and upset 2 weeks ago when the cousin-in-law, I can't remember her name, but the cousin-in-law received a call from Ivy, who is Wendy's sister, along the lines of something such as Inika using Wendy's name and likeness and being a clout chaser. And then there was a second call about a shrine and like some messiness, but the cousin doesn't completely know because she don't get into all that. So that's where we're at with that. That's what Inika is saying at this point in time. And Ike follows that up with giving her the idea that perhaps they as in like when Wendy and her family, how they might be the type of Nigerians that just don't want anyone to take their spot. And I'm like, we're not about to do this. Are we doing this? Is this what we're doing? Are you serious? This is not what we asked for. We didn't want somebody else to join the cast and come up here doing this crazy. Like, they really play in our faces, I feel like, with this show. I really, really do, y'all. I really do. Because they can't be, she can't be, they can't be serious. So apparently Eddie and I went to the same college, University of Maryland, College Park, and they were supposedly in the same African student associations meetings together. So with that being said, they, quote unquote, they know each other. And apparently directly following that call from Wendy's mom about submitting her name to the shrine, Eddie supposedly unfriended Ike on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook. That's what yep. I didn't stutter. I didn't mispronounce any words. Y'all heard me. Supposedly Eddie unfriended Ike on Facebook. Like, what are we even talking about it at this point? That sounds insane to me because I wouldn't know, especially Facebook, y'all. Like, I wouldn't know if someone unfriended me unless I got a bright idea in my head to just randomly like, oh, what is freaking Teresa been up to? And I go to Teresa's page and I see that it says add friend instead of friends or whatever. That would be the only way that I would know that somebody's not following me. Granted, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not no public figure like that. So I don't expect for my phone to be having the same amount of traffic as Wendy and like Eddie and them at their status. But with this being said, y'all, like, how weird, how random does that sound? And I'm like, where's this going? This is gonna be some mess, some unnecessary mess, some not the lighthearted, petty shade that we like to see. This is going to go down low again. Like how this show brings us low all the time with the mess. Fun shade. Just fun shade. The fun shade meter on Potomac is like at a 0. at all times. It's always the opposite. Ridiculous. Anyway, gotta get me liquored up if you want this. That literally is written in my notes because that's how we ended that scene with Aneka, going back to my first point about the whole baby thing. Anyway, so the next scene, we see Robyn and Gizelle. They're meeting up at some restaurant and they're updating each other on their kids. They're updating each other on their kids, and I'm not even gonna factor in the whole like waiter thing because I don't want to do that with either of them. They stress me out. So in the love department. So I don't want to do that about either of them. So when they start discussing the upcoming pickleball game, they also, Robyn also reveals that Juan Dixon will be in attendance. And at this point, we done seen Juan Dixon in every episode, which if you've been watching for the past 8 seasons, you know that has never been Juan. But then again, like Mia said, I mean, what else does he have to do? He ain't got no job. So, So based on Gizelle's language, it's clear that she's still not off Juan. And I say that because, first of all, understandably so, but I say that because apparently the Reasonably Shady podcast had a live in Atlanta, and Juan was also there, and he had a few choice words for Gizelle. He apparently kind of cursed her out, if you will. And Gizelle, of course, didn't appreciate that, which I, of course, understand. And apparently, freaking Juan, he did that, according to Gizelle. But Robyn, because Robyn, aka I'm a cape for my man at all times, if any means necessary, 365, 7 days a week, 24 hours of a day. Dum Dixon, she is going to sit up here in our faces and try to blame that on him having bad hearing from coaching, which, coming from somebody who has ringing in their ears, I am never going to downplay any type of hearing issues. However, we're talking about Juan Dixon, who can't be trusted, who literally has proven time and time again to us and to Robyn, although she fails to actually verbalize it. We're going to sit here and say that doesn't sound like something he would do. Get out of here. You're done. So he was adamant about not having sex with the girl. Yeah, whatever. Robyn then tells Gizelle all of what Aneka told her when they sat down last week, about Wendy and the the whole witchy, just allegations and all this stuff. So, and Gizelle, of course, is like, they came from the same tribe, right? Like, what is that about? And Gizelle says she hopes it isn't true, but of course she's soaking up anything that paints Wendy in a negative light. Like, she's here for it. Like, oh my gosh, give it to me. I can't get enough of it. I can't stand her. Like, whatever. So she's soaking that right up. And I don't know. I will admit I am enjoying the whole Robyn, Gizelle attempting, at least to us, to hold Robyn accountable and to kind of keep shaking her and being like, dude, he's playing you. At least that's the way it appears to us. I'm really enjoying watching this, and watching where this goes. Keep doing it, Gizelle. Yep, I'm liking that. So then we go over to Candiace's house, and Dorothy, Mama Dot, she's in the building, and we first hear them talking kind of like, it low-key seemed like Candiace was like, Mom, yeah, can you buy me a new dishwasher? Because her dishwasher isn't working. First of all, she has two, which I'm like, goals. And she's been having issues with it. So that's kind of where we come in at with them. But they are together, and then they go outside, and Candiace actually says that her mom, seeing her as an artist, has perhaps helped her grow as a newfound respect for her. And I love that for her. You know, we saw from day one kind of where their relationship, you know, where their relationship is, her and her mom. So I will say, if that's the truth, they've come a long way. So I'm here for it. However, you know what hasn't changed? Dorothy's going to always still speak her mind and let it be known that Chris could be doing better. We'll say that in her eyes. So they discussed the tour and how it has evolved into this expensive bill. And Chris was really upset about the amount that was being spent on it. And like I said, this is when Dorothy's like, so what is Chris working on now, right now? Like, is he making any money? And Candiace is like, yes, yes, he's making money, actually. Although he's not doing those whole 12-hour shifts anymore, because that was not good for our marriage. He is making money. But you know who is on the road a lot now? Candiace. Which I can't lie. You gotta be fair in that regard. And I get it. I love that she's touring. I love that she is just evolving in her career right now. However, she did have a lot of things to say when Chris was working a lot. So I hope this doesn't become an issue or whatever. Like, he sees it as a like double standard or anything like that. I hope not. So I hope they're communicating and they don't get into like a bad place or anything over that. So Dorothy also says something about like how was Robyn doing, and her and Candiace should make up. But of course, as we all know, Candiace is not off Robyn really, or she doesn't really know how she feels about her, at least. So that's not really where she's trying to, take it. So right after that, we get the final scene of the episode, and that's really not a lot of scenes. I feel like I said all that pretty fast, and that's because the main scene, the main thing of this episode was this final all cast. We finally got an all cast meetup, and it's the pickleball game. Everybody was in attendance, of course. So Gizelle, of course, she's bringing Cal, because she ain't never bringing like a man who's really, she never ran a man for real. So yeah, she's bringing Cal. And Karen actually makes mention of how she's been enjoying Gizelle. She's been actually enjoying being around her. And she's like, it must be the boyfriend. And just, I was like, first of all, I didn't even say that he was my boyfriend. I never used that exact word. And Karen's never going to miss a beat to let us know that she's never seen these men either. So, yeah, we at this point in her eyes, she don't really know that if he exists, but y'all know that they the best frenemies in the world. So I wasn't surprised by that. And Chris, he couldn't come also because his schedule got mixed up. Wendy and Eddie come on through. They looked really good. And did anyone catch Mia and Gordon pulling up separately in Mercedes-Benz? I was like, oh, see, if I was really in debt, like how y'all are in a tight bind or whatever, only one of us would have a Mercedes and the other one would have a Honda. Like, So y'all still trying to keep up with appearances, in my opinion, if you was really down that bad. But anyway, so of course Gizelle doesn't speak to Candiace, and she's on some whole like, oh, just rewind the tape. Like, no, just rewind the tape on you as well, because you are definitely why y'all are here, if you ask me. Yep, y'all are you, Gizelle, are the reason why you and Candiace are where you are right now. So please don't even. And finally, who do we see, y'all? Freaking Juan Dixon. And of course, they have like this theme music, and by theme music I mean all the insults and the sweet insults and the very true comments about Mr. Juan Dixon. So they come on through, didn't care for Robyn's outfit at all. Everybody, of course, had to offer up their comments about Juan, and everybody made their own little kiki. And like oh my gosh, Mia, yes, he doesn't have a job, so of course he has all the time in the world. And who was it? I can't remember, but I was watching someone's video and they made a really, really good point. Robyn should have had this. It should have been in Robyn's contract this season. After that stunt she pulled last season, she should have been forced, or should I say, in her contract, they should have put Juan must, like a minimum amount of episodes that he must be present in. Actually, F that. He ain't working right now. They should have put in there that he freaking had to be in every episode for a minimum of one scene. Yep. Y'all like how I just slid that in there? Anyway, so like I was saying, Ashley bought her assistant, and finally Nneka arrives just as Karen's trying to like switch up the teams. She gonna have to shake it up. Of course, we're finally getting an all cast scene, so she got to mix it on up. Because again, this is about kind of mending fences, if you will. Because again, Karen's the only one who's at neutral with pretty much everybody. And by pretty much, I mean Sharice, but who cares really about Sharice? So, of course, Karen orchestrated this. And I'm like, that's what makes this not enjoyable. Because it's like, if it's not Karen, like Karen can't be the only one doing all of the events and coordinating everything, coordinating everybody every time. But nobody else gets along with everybody else has an issue with at least one other person. So it just is annoying, at least for me. Mm-mm. So Candiace can't find a reason why Robyn would have an issue with her. I can't really lie. The production let us know why, of course, because it's production. They gave us like several really colorful headlines detailing the why. So yeah, Candiace, I can't lie. There was you got to do a little reflecting, just a little bit of reflecting with that one. I will say that. So Mia, Wendy, Robyn, and Aneka are on one team. Their team is the Finish Hers. Yes, you heard it correctly. Finish Hers. And then there's Karen, Gizelle, Ashley, and Candiace. They are team-ish starters. So, of course, this is not what this scene is about. So they play like maybe for like 5 minutes, 5 seconds from what we see. And then Karen corrals everybody to eat. But before we can get to the eat, of course, she has to have somewhat of like a kumbaya moment, if you will. But of course, Robyn, because it's Robyn, she's all like, why does she keep saying my name? And honestly, that was just her being annoyingly whiny for me. I really don't feel like it was that big of a deal that Karen said her name. Like, I don't feel like that she was saying anything negative. So, like, is it really that big a deal? I tried to do that whiny bratty, no. Like, be quiet. So when Karen kicks it off like that, the men, led by one, pretty much like walk away and go back to playing. So somehow, I don't really remember how this happened, but I just remember it was like, since we're on the subject of mending fences, Ashley starts reiterating how that whole message got misconstrued or miscommunicated, whatever word she used, between Aneka and Wendy. This is us getting into it, y'all. And once that's said, and Ashley says that again, Candiace chimes in and she's like, okay, well, since we're talking about it, like, are you guys good talking about Wendy and Aneka? And y'all, this is where things start to go left. Aneka, and this is how it happened. Aneka started talking maybe 1/96th of a second faster than Wendy. And both of them literally like said pretty much the same thing, which was, I don't have a problem with her. Wendy don't have a problem with Aneka, and Aneka said that she don't have a problem with Wendy. Somehow Aneka, and actually I'm not going to say somehow, I feel like this was the plan from the get-go. Yep, I'm going to say it. This seemed like it was Aneka's plan from the get-go. She Wendy's like, to her point, you know, I don't know her either, or whatever. And then Neka, to me, she said it was snide. It was a snide comment. She's all like, right? Or did I just say that? So you're repeating what I'm saying. What? Like, huh? Like, what are you like? Okay, like why do you? But I did hear you have a problem with me. And I'm like, okay, again, this was your plan the entire time, so go ahead with it. She says, I'm aware of the phone call that your mom made to my in-law saying that she submitted my name to a shrine. That's what she said, y'all. Oh, I hope you guys don't hear that dog barking in the background. It's late. I don't know why there's dogs barking. It's 11 o'clock, literally on the dot. Anyway, but she says that, and of course everybody's like, what? Like, what? Everybody's watching. Everybody's at the table watching. And Wendy immediately is confused as HE double hockey sticks. And this is when Aneka starts saying her piece, and Wendy's saying, like, out of confusion, her piece. And this is what I don't like. Mia, people like Mia that are on the sideline talking about some, I'm not surprised. Like, girl, be quiet. And I know why she said that. If you're, or I think it was last season, Wendy's mom, I believe, and Mia had an exchange on social media. So I want to say that's why Mia said that, but still, like, girl, just sit back and shut up. All of a sudden, I think Wendy was like, so, you know, clear it up, whatever. And Aneka's like, let me clear that shit up. And Wendy's like, you know, yeah, then clear it the F up. And all of a sudden, Aneka just jumps off the porch with it, if you will. And she's like, I'm clearing it up, BITCH, the F you talking about. And I'm like, what? Huh? Like, literally, that's how she came. Full force. Full freaking force, y'all. And of course, Wendy's taking it back, and she's like, and they did pull up the call log. I will say that they did pull up the call log, but this is when I, not gonna lie, y'all, I started to get a little confused, and I feel like I wish Wendy would have came different. She was like, she just started calling like Aneka like a hater and starts doing that, you know. She, you know, Wendy starts being like kind of corny sometimes, like walking back and forth, like flipping her hair and saying, you're a hater, and, you know, you're a fan, like, you know, one line, like just cheering, like, it was like, okay, but not like really. I feel like she could have dispelled this right then and there and extinguished it, instead of like kind of trivializing it. I think that's the word for it. I think that's the word I want to use for it. Like, I didn't really, like, y'all get what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments. So they're doing all that. And not gonna lie, I laughed when they panned over to the guys and Eddie was like, look, as long as they ain't talking about you, man, talking to Juan, a whole key, if you ask me, because I would have said the same thing. I would have been thinking the same thing, because as you all know, Juan Dixon is a hot topic these days and I say that, and he's the reason for it. Like, he's his own worst enemy. So that's his business. Oh, well, I'm just calling it like I see it, honey. So Candiace, she tried to, like, kind of, I guess, have Wendy's back a bit, but I don't know, it kind of flopped for me when she was like, she shouldn't be held to a standard because her mom or her sister. I was just like, I get it, but maybe this is different because we're talking about a married couple here, but I feel like it's kind of like a little bit to like the whole like Candy and Mama Joyce thing, where it's like she'd be saying stuff and it's like, Candy, get your mom, like when she's saying stuff to Todd and stuff like that, or about Todd. Like I feel like it's the same thing in this case where it's like, if this is not me saying that it is, if it were to be true, then it's like I would hope that she would like talk to her mom, like, hey, that's not cool or whatever, you know. Like I don't know. Like I'm just saying, I'm not saying it is true, y'all. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, like, I would hope that wouldn't be the case regardless. Like, no, that would not be cool. But yeah, so and Ashley, I don't care that you were upset that it was mentioned again. Like you if the tables were turned, you would have blew that up on purpose to make an example out of someone. So and be messy. So no one cares that you feel some type that you got your booty on your back because this was brought up again. I don't care. Who cares? Nanny boo boo. And Wendy, this is where I get more confused. She goes over to Mia and is like, you know who I want to make it up with? Mia. And it's like, girl, now that we need to roll back the tapes on. Why would you think, like, why? Mia? What? Like, that's what I mean, where it's like she could have came at this like a boss A-B, if you ask me. And instead of coming off like, it just didn't land for me, her behavior. So then Wendy and Mia, they go to side for a second, and I guess that was like an apology or like a mending of offense. I don't know. I don't even care because that was so not the focus of this scene. For me, it just, again, didn't need to happen, but Wendy was going to do what she wanted to do at that moment, y'all. So Robyn called out Wendy for deflecting in this situation. And I'm like, you know what? Even if that is true, Robyn, you are nobody to talk. So just like I said before about Mia, sit back and shut up. Candiace and Ineka discuss things a little bit further at the table. And she's like, okay, Candiace, so you would be okay with that? Or something along those lines. And it's just like, girl, just let's stop this right now. That's what we need to do. How about we do that? And you just go out the door and come back in and try a different way. Because this is just not cool to look at all for me. So then all of a sudden, because they put they put the table right up against the fence. And like I said before, the guys had gone back to keep playing. Juan freaking falls or pushes into the fence, and it knocks over the beans that apparently Karen made, which I'm not gonna lie, I gotta point it out because somebody pointed out in their video. a lot of people are like, they need to be coming better sometimes on this particular cast show, because like, Karen, why is you making the beans for the thing? Like, anybody else would have just got everything catered. I just wanted to bring up that point because people had brought up that point, and I was like, I mean, I don't know. So let me know what y'all think of that point in the comments below. So beans get knocked over by Juan, and all of a sudden we gotta whip our head around again, because then Eddie and Ike, remember the whole Facebook thing I told you guys about before? They then speak about the whole, unfriending on Facebook thing. And I'm just like, really? And Eddie's also like, really? And I don't like how they're trying to like push this narrative that like Wendy would have to coerce, threaten, force Eddie to like basically be with her or be obedient to her or whatever. And the whole, and even taking that a thing further, the whole she must wear the pants in the relationship thing, like shut up. Like, why are we even saying that? Like, that's stupid. So now we're just adding stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff, and it's giving, again, you knew what you was doing when you came on here. Get out of my face with that. So, and I don't like Ike's energy either in this moment. He seemed really bothered, and I feel like that was really stupid. Just really bothered for no reason. And peep how he got really frustrated with Aneka in that moment too. I peeped it, but we're just gonna leave that there for right now. So I don't know. I feel like he tried to like big bruh him, or not even big bruh him. He tried to like sun him, and I don't like that. And I mean, I tried to do that to Eddie, it seemed like in that moment. And Eddie's always shown us nothing but like him being like a chill dude. So I feel like that was just unwarranted. And I say that to say because like when he was all like, say it with your chest, like, boy, bye. Like, I don't like how they're like, it's just real, like, ugh. Like, I don't like how they're coming. And by they, I mean Aneka and Ike. Like, this is how they make me feel. Like, that's how I feel about them right now. Ugh. And like that. Just like, ugh. Yeah. I'm annoying y'all. But anyway, y'all, please let me know what you thought about my commentary on this episode. Please, again, like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Check that description box below. Turn on those push notifications, y'all. And until next time.